Okay. Great to see you, Tashi. Um, Thanks for
You
coming
too.
on here today to have a chat. It's so good to see you smiling and happy the way you always, have been. But maybe just as a way of introduction, do you want to let us know just
Yeah,
a bit about your background, of what, how we got to chat, and why we got to chat?
well, I guess we first started chatting because I posted about my struggles with sleep, and um I've always kind of like struggled a little bit here and there with sleep, and being fine kind of I like I would have pretty happy days. Um and then once I would get to like going to sleep, it would just be a little bit tricky for me because my mind would just run, and I would just like overthink things and think of things I did 3 weeks ago, and did I make the right decision here? And just I would say my mind would attack itself. If that's how it is best to explain it to people.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
yeah, if that, I
Yeah,
guess I've been
that
through.
makes perfect sense. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
And how long had that issue with trying to get to sleep, or overthinking things, or had I done the right thing? How long had that been going on for?
Um, I'd say on and off for like years and years. So
Mm,
depending what like stage I would be in, like mental health stage, um, would determine how well I got to sleep. But it's probably been for about 2 years that I've been struggling a lot. Um, you know, taking sleeping tablets here and just trying different remedies to like get to sleep, lavender oil, everything like
mm.
meditation. But yeah, I've always just really struggled.
Yeah, yeah. And did you think when you're doing all those things, and like, I mean, obviously they're very common things. Like I've just done a YouTube that says use lavender oil and meditate and so forth. Did you think you were doing something that wasn't effective, like wasn't good enough in order to get to sleep because everyone else says, "Oh, this is what you do. Just do that."
Yeah. Well, I guess, lots of things can work for, different people. Um, so I guess like, yeah, I was like, okay, like, why isn't it as easy for me as it is for some other people?
Mm, mm.
I
Yep.
think it's natural.
Yep. And did you did you reach out and sort of try to, like, was there anybody you spoke to try to get you to sleep or more at ease, or like was there anything like that you tried as well?
No, not really. Like, not, I would never, like, I've always, kind of seen like mental health professionals here and there, but I would just kind of only see my doctor and say, this is what I'm struggling with. And, they give you kind of the techniques that everyone else has. And, if I really struggled, I'd just take a sleeping tablet. And even though I know that's not really like, that's not feasible for the rest of my life kind of thing.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
yeah.
And was it affecting, any part of your life by not sleeping properly?
Yeah, 100%. Like going to work, or just if I had to get up early that day, and, you just get no sleep. And it's so frustrating because sometimes I'd be like, oh, I'd love to apply for a job, and, but like I'm not in a good space at the moment where I'm waking up and feeling refreshed
Mm,
and, you know, feeling happy and energized. And I don't want to start a new job if can't get to sleep till 3 a.m. in the morning, but have to get up at 9.
mm,
Yeah, I
yeah.
honestly think like, good sleep is, one of the keys to living a really happy life.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, like I certainly agree. That way, you wake up feeling resourced in the morning. You've got the
Yeah.
energy to expend on anything that you need to, work on. And so, I mean, what did you have any idea what it was that was causing you to, have those thoughts at night time? Like, like, do you have an inkling as to what it was?
Well, I probably attributed it to my anxiety and depression. And, you know, through growing up, I've always had anxiety and depression on and off. So I probably attributed it to that, and kind of had just, I guess, come into the thought of, okay, well, this is what I have. Like, there's not really much I can do, in the way of like that. It affects my sleep. Like, I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that it affects my sleep here and there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that in itself must be really troubling, that you thought that because of your anxiety and depression, that it was going to affect your sleep, and that's just something you just have to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't too fun.
Yeah. But like, I mean, surely any assistance you've had with, anxiety and depression, surely that should have, I mean, that's what you think, when you get assistance for that,
Yeah.
that should deal
Yeah.
with both, the issues with the anxiety and depression and your insomnia.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't always work that way. Like,
Yeah.
you can, get prescribed medication for antidepressants and, think like, okay, sweet, that's gonna fix everything.
Mm,
And
mm,
a lot of the time, I think it's actually trying lots of different things, or a combination of things to, help work on your anxiety and depression.
yeah, fair enough. Yep. I mean, I mean, looking at you now, you look, amazing, and you're glowing, and you're like, look really fresh. Like, so did you want to walk us through the experience that we had
Yeah,
together? Talking through whatever you want to sort of share, and and
yeah,
where you think things changed.
yeah. Well, one thing that really like sticks out for me in our conversation, um, and I guess like when we first started talking, I really wasn't 100% sure, kind of, you know, the path that we were going to take together, and I really wasn't expecting to kind of open up like I did. Um, and like for everyone watching, like I've been through some family stuff and grown up in kind of like um a very traumatic home environment that I've attributed to, some of the ways I've been as an adult. But yeah, when we started talking, I was kind of, I always kind of start off in a little, like I noticed, like I'll be very matter of fact, like this is what happened to me. There's not feeling there when I, give that kind of information out. Um, but I keep my cards pretty close to my chest. And then yeah, when we started talking, just different things, I noticed I'd be getting a bit teary, or you know, we'd be working through something, and you'd be, I guess, like helping me kind of understand, or like really think about things a little bit further, or think about things in a different way. So yeah, I guess I was surprised because I didn't expect that I would get so deep in a conversation with someone that I didn't know that well. Um,
Mm,
but it was really, really nice to kind of break those barriers down, because I think the end result to me, I felt really uplifted. And there was like, there was something in particular that has like stuck in my mind that you um, taught me, was to kind of remove those labels. And I've been thinking about that ever since our conversation, and us having the conversation that I had particular labels stuck on to myself, and just like ripping those off and putting a new label on.
Mm.
And I've been really trying to focus on that concept in itself. And yeah, I love it. I feel like, after our conversation, I like I told you at the time, I loved it. I felt like I just wanted to put down the phone, like, and like go off and do something, because I felt so, okay, cool, like I can take on the day now.
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
felt really liberated, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I mean, once again, I always say thank you to you for allowing yourself to be in that position and just to work through it, because like I said, you're just absolutely beaming. So I mean, as you pointed out, it was really weird to get on that conversation. Like, you didn't know me. Like, we basically just had a couple of little messages back and forward, and so it
Yeah.
would have been really like awkward. Can you just did you ever feel weird? I mean, obviously initially you felt strange, but did at any stage did it feel uncomfortable at all?
Not sure. Like, and that's the strange thing. Like, when you're sharing deep personal things about yourself with a stranger, I guess, automatically you'd think that it would feel a little bit uncomfortable, or like you wouldn't be in a happy space or even wanting to do so. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, and I just didn't feel like that. I just trusted the process. And, really, I was like, I'm just going to give this a go and see how it goes. And as I said, I didn't really know what I was kind of walking into in that first Zoom call. But yeah, I'm really glad that I partook in it and gave it a chance.
mm. Yeah, like me too. So in relation to how it's benefited you, and I guess also too, like, did you expect, having done, because you've done a lot of work with, I guess, other therapists and so forth.
Yeah,
Did you
heaps.
expect, you've done heaps, right? Um, how much, out of interest, how much work have you done with other therapists?
Well,
Like days, weeks,
I've
months?
been seeing like I've been seeing psychologists on and off since I was 24, and I'm 30 now. And I've been to counselors when I was in school, and you know, done meditation, like you name it, like tried exercise, like all those kind of things.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, I guess some time.
mm, mm. And did you expect, like, in one session, for that, that point to be reached, and then for you to get
No,
all this? Yeah,
like I guess, you know, I think everyone goes into things sometimes a little skeptical.
of
Um,
course.
and I was like, what can I really kind of gain from Andrew, I guess, when, I don't know him, like I don't know, I don't know. But like, as I said, I was open to giving it a go, and
Mhm.
it really benefited me.
Yep, yep. That's lovely. So since we've done that, can you tell me about what the benefits are to you? Like, what's happened that's different, and why is it good for you?
Well, the biggest thing, and the thing that I just love the most is, um, like, I feel like I've always been like a pretty friendly, like happy, outgoing person. But over the last 2 years, when my mental health really kind of took a turn, I um, I just wasn't that way. Like, if I had to go out to the supermarket or to get something from the shops, I would almost try and not be seen, because I just didn't really want to converse with a stranger, or like if I, you know, was purchasing something from the supermarket, I just kind of do my transaction and get out of there as quick as I could. But now, and even my friends, said to me last week, "Oh God, the difference from you a couple of years ago to you now is crazy." And now I notice that I'm like going to the supermarket and having these moments where, you know, I actually say hi to someone who's serving me. I'll use their name and ask them how their day's been, and just I'm like giving more positive energy out, and that is just, I don't know, like I just, for me, that's huge. Like that is,
Mm.
I feel happier when I'm doing it. I feel like I'm a better person, that I'm someone that, like, you know, other people want to be around.
Mm.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Oh,
That's definitely
that's
a cool
really
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
And like, is there any way you describe the change in yourself? You know, some people describe, uh, you know, the change from where you were to where you are now. Like some people say, like I was in a prison, or I had a broken leg, and I was trying to
Yeah.
get around. Like, how does it feel to you?
Well, like I just had no motivation to do anything. Like,
Mm.
and I knew I had no motivation to do much. And I was like, I just didn't even really care that I didn't have much motivation to do much. And I just, you know, and look, it's hard times. We're all in isolation at the moment. So we can't really
Sure.
do a lot. Um,
Mm.
but just even like, you know, going for a walk with a friend, or, you know, sitting at home with my grandma, like, I'm a better person to be around. I'm a lot, like, it's almost like I notice that I'm more fun to be around. Like,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, yeah, it's
Mm.
cool.
Yeah, that's great. So you sort of give yourself, sort of given yourself permission to be you, because you actually really love
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, yeah. And
Mm.
look, you know, every day, it's something that it's constantly needs to be worked on every day. I think you have to keep reminding yourself
Of course. Mm.
every day to, like, take off one label and put on something else, you know. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, it's all what the mind can create for you.
Yep. So in the past, when you've done something, when you've tried to work on meditation or exercise, or you know, you've gone to see therapists or counselors or something like that, where you thought, okay, maybe this time this will work,
Yeah,
and nothing's worked. Is that how you feel? Did you feel nothing
yeah,
worked?
yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, my other psychologist that I see on and off, she is fantastic. But as I
Yes. Oh,
said,
I'm sure.
there's lots of different ways you can go about working on your mental health. Like, she's
Mm.
a very logical based um, psychologist, and I do
Mm.
think sometimes when you've got your, like, mind is so full of emotion and running from emotions, that you need
Mm.
someone to logically put things into categories for you. Um,
Lovely.
but yeah, you also need someone to kind of, you know, take you through those emotions, or that, you know, sometimes it's important to ride those emotions, I
Mm.
think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. So, uh, obviously, throughout your history of trying to, you know, create this change, do you think you spent a lot of money on, you know,
Yeah.
this journey?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
amount of books
Like,
I bought, like, I bought like different books, like, um 53, like, you know, just different books on how to be a happier human, or, like, you know, psychologists are very expensive. Um,
yes.
so you've got to be prepared for that anyway. Even
Mm.
antidepressants, you're spending money on that, you know, every week.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
And do you think by doing what we did together, do you think, um, some of your reliance on some of those things may change, and therefore you made us for the future, you
yeah,
saved yourself a lot of money?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
And like, in terms of, like, obviously you haven't even touched on your sleep. How's your sleep now?
yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I'm like, I don't spend as long trying to get to sleep. So I'm not
Mm.
up thinking as much. It's the
Mm.
nicest thing. And then
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
getting up a little bit earlier. I'm like, just, I was like waking up a lot during the night, and I'm, you know, not doing that it's really strange. It's strange how like just being happier can help
Yeah,
you
yeah,
sleep. Like,
yeah. That's right. Like you just so it's sort of that expression like sleeping like a baby. They've got no
yeah,
care in the world. They just
right?
feel good inside. They feel good inside. So you feel and is that how
Yeah,
you feel now? So you can get to
yeah.
sleep and stay asleep.
Yeah, I'm just not like, I don't even know what, like, how sometimes you can lie there for like an hour and you're like, oh, I know exactly what I was thinking of. Last night, I can't even tell you. Like, I remember like putting my head down on the pillow, and now I can't remember how long it took to get to sleep because I don't remember sitting up and like overthinking things. Yeah,
That's wonderful. Because then obviously by the fact that you're not overthinking things, you feel happy in yourself. You get to sleep. You wake up in the morning feeling energized, and also you wake up in the morning thinking, actually, I really want to get out there and do something. Is that how you're feeling?
yeah, yeah. Yesterday I walked for 3 hours. I did like two different walks with friends, and I did like 20,000 steps yesterday.
Oh,
So
wow, that's
just
great.
about, yeah.
Yeah, that's magnificent.
Yeah.
Is there like, if is there anything that you want to say about your experience for anybody who's a little bit nervous about considering, is this worthwhile doing? Like, is
Yeah.
this worthwhile doing? Should they explore other options, or is this something that is like extremely worthwhile doing? Had you done this earlier, things would have been different. And like
Yeah.
like, is there
Yeah.
any advice you want to give to anyone?
Well, I guess, like I was saying before, just be open-minded to giving something else a go. You know, I don't think sometimes, you know, the normal things, or the things that you're recommended through a doctor or a psychologist are always going to work. I think we're all very different human beings, and the way we're made up is different. So just be open-minded
Mm,
to actually giving it a go, and seeing how it works for you.
yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your experience. I'm I'm rapt to see you looking so radiant
Thank
and
you.
energized and just happy in the way that you always probably knew you were, and this is
Yeah.
just the real you. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. I'm just going to stop the recording now.